Is Fort Bend County on the precipice of missing a rare opportunity to make things right? We have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to make Fort Bend County a Republican majority county in perpetuity and no longer have to endure the scourge of the Texas Democrats' control over our beloved county, which they have held since 2018. Since 2018, the residents of Fort Bend County have been held hostage by the lawless environment that comes with Texas Democrats. We can now restore our communities into something that is decent for families. I was driving on West Belfort just the other day, and there was a fully grown nude man walking on the sidewalk for me and my family to see. Can we say our neighborhoods with such objectionable scenes are acceptable? Neighborhoods that are meant for families, is that acceptable? Would you be okay with your children walking the same sidewalk with creeps and predators like that? Would earlier generations of Texans have stood for such obscenities that we all have grown used to when living under the control of Texas Democrats? In a rare set of events, the county Republicans are being given the opportunity to take back the county by, through the redistricting process, creating a 3-1 Republican advantage in Fort Bend, thus stacking the commissioner's court in favor of Republicans. But rather than doing so, and for many reasons that do not make sense, the county Republicans quickly squashed that idea and put forth a 2-2 stalemate scenario in the county. Rather than making a 3-1 Republican advantage, the county Republicans are proposing to give the Texas Democrats 2 stronghold precincts, which they will hold forever, and from that position have the opportunity to continue to stranglehold our citizens. According to State Senator Joan Huffman, 162 Houstonians have been murdered since the Texas Democrats implemented their bail bond program, which allows the worst of our criminals to go back out on the streets. 162 innocent lives were ended by the Texas Democrats' policies, and yet our county Republicans are giving this demonic bunch a chance to live to fight another day in next door Fort Bend. In the past 3 weeks, 22 murdered victims, 22 dead bodies have been pulled out of the Houston bayous. 22 murdered, dead people, innocent, murdered and thrown into the bayou water because of Texas Democrats. And yet here in next door Fort Bend County, county Republicans are allowing this abscess to grow even further. And sure enough, right on target, the violence now spills into Fort Bend County, where 4 innocent lives were gunned down in Sugar Land, Texas. Our first drive-by shooting. Rat-a-tat-tat gangland style, like something out of Compton, we now have dead people in Fort Bend. All because of Texas Democrats' lawlessness that they put on us. And the county Republicans do not have the courage to stand up and put an end to this. And we have to ask why. When the opportunity arose in Fort Bend for redistricting, county residents waited with bated breath for the one option that we all knew existed and could not wait to see it happen. That is the 3-1 Republican option. A 3-1 advantage for Republicans. Everyone knows it, and everyone cannot wait for it to happen. Everybody wants law and order restored to our county. And while county residents are waiting with glee, the Texas Democrats are sweating it. They know their end is near. They are praying to Lucifer for one more chance. They fully understand the severity of the situation, which is to potentially lose control over the nearly $1 billion county budget. This is a nightmare scenario which is unacceptable to the Texas Democrats. However, they should not worry because the Republicans are here for the Texas Democrats. Instead of simply approving a 3-1 Republican county map, the Republicans are instead going forward with a stalemate. They intend to approve a 2-2 Republican-Democrat map, which in doing so ensures the Democrats stay in the game. The 3-1 Republican map is fully within the grasp of the county Republicans, but instead the Republicans are preparing to propose a tie situation, a stalemate with the Democrats. How did this happen? It is all due to key people on the redistricting committee, which was comprised of a majority of Republican appointees and would recommend maps to the Commissioner's Court to be voted on. And the first of those people is a woman by the name of Wendy Duncan. And Wendy Duncan is a Republican. And Wendy Duncan was appointed by Commissioner Vincent Morales, who is also a longtime Republican. And when Wendy Duncan got on the committee, the first thing she did was she proposed a heavily advantaged Democrat map. And in doing so, she immediately moved the battle lines. The battle lines were removed. No longer could Republicans propose a 3-1 Republican map when one of their own teammates is playing for the other side. We are already in a disadvantaged position. The second person is a man by the name of Jacob Lee, who was appointed by KP George. And what Jacob Lee did was these two people, they made it so that the only viable option was the 2-2 stalemate map. What Jacob Lee did is he got in front of the one idea that we were all waiting for, the 3-1 Republican map, and he made it his own. He proposed the 3-1 map, and he looked like a champion in doing so. He claimed ownership to the 3-1 Republican map, and he was a hero. He proposed it only to quickly dismiss it. So he proposes the idea, and then he discredits it. So you have the owner of the idea making the idea itself impotent. He takes the sting out of it, because if even the owner of the idea thinks it's not a good idea, then it must not be a good idea. So thus you have it, your Republicans essentially moving the battle lines. They move the battle lines, and they have the battle lines redrawn to where we must now fight and pray for a 2-2 stalemate with the Democrats. Do you see how they did that? They quickly shifted the battle lines, and now they have all of us rallying for a 2-2 map. And it's from this line, the 2-2 position, that we will now make our stand. It's for this position that county Republicans will now find the fight in themselves. They'll find their courage, and they'll fight with everything they have. It's from here where they've given the Democrats so much that they will now be the tough county Republicans that they think they are. From here, they make tough and witty memes, mocking Dexter McCoy, and they pretend that we are winning. They're not going to give you the 3-1 map, the 3-1 Republican map. Do not be foolish. But they will give you a stalemate, and you had better be happy with that. The reason they use to justify the 2-2 stalemate is that they say the 3-1 Republican map is just too risky. The margins are too thin, and it's just too risky. And there it is once again. When the establishment wants something, what do? They induce fear. They inject the fear element. Put on your mask. Safety first. Better safe than sorry. All of these principles that come from an establishment class that wants to keep you in your seat. They are not advocating for boldness or empowerment or self-determination. They don't do that because a populace that is empowered is dangerous. Instead, they inject fear. They say that the county could be lost to an unexpected blue wave. They talk about a blue wave like it's some uncontrollable weather event, like you have no control over your own destiny. Again, projecting the idea that you are subject to whatever uncontrollable event that just comes up. You better be afraid of that blue wave. It might just get you. But the truth is the 3-1 Republican map has margins that are good enough. And the way it should be communicated is that the county is now being given an advantage, an opportunity in all areas. And at the same time, any lead can be lost with inactivity. So take your advantage and run with it. Be empowered. Take hold of your future and save your county. And that's the message that should be given. But your county Republicans are not going to do that. So here we are again today where our first shooting has happened, drive-by shooting in Fort Bend. And now we have to ask the question, is this just the beginning of Texas Democrats' lawlessness and the violence, the threats that are available to our people in Fort Bend County because of the lawlessness that is the Texas Democrats? And are the county Republicans standing down in spite of it? That's a question for you to answer. But in this exercise, I exercised my First Amendment right to address my county governance. And I understand in doing so that I upset everybody in the county establishment, and I don't give a gosh darn. And every citizen in Fort Bend County has a right to address their county governments because the county The establishment, the political class, is here to serve us. It is time they put us first and no longer put themselves first. We are not here for them. Go listen to their arguments. All of their arguments are about the political class, and their arguments about the citizenry come last. It's time for county residents to put county residents first and the safety of our people first. And it's time to end this lawless regime that is county Democrats in Fort Bend County. It's up to you to exercise your First Amendment right and let them know where you stand on the redistricting process in Fort Bend County. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great week.